Hi, I'm Jason Gorbith from ThatShelf.com. Actually sitting down this time. Look, it's Cam. I'm on my sort of deck thing. Just had a simple, silly lunch, breakfast, dinner. I don't even know what day or time it is, but we're here to talk about Close. Or Close? Whichever way we want to read this, Lukas Dhondt's latest film. So that's from Girl. I thought it was quite excellent. Dealt with gender identity and all kinds of other elements. There was certainly significant controversy in the United States, especially from those in the trans community. Completely respect that. I thought, for what it was worth as a film, as a story, it was engaging. It made me feel the characters were real, not exploitative, and it worked for me. I understand the criticism, but certainly at the time watching the film, wasn't necessarily one that I shared, but that's a much more complicated story about who gets to tell what story and all of that stuff. The latest film is a film of two best friends, also with a central character who can certainly be described as gender fluid, but nonetheless there's an intimacy between two ostensibly people, certainly with male first names, and the connection that they have with one another. That connection gets strained, things happen, none of it particularly lacking predictability. And yet I found myself emotionally engaged so much, thanks in part because the film was not a one-note film. It really did a really beautiful job of attenuating both performance and character, attenuating the emotional beats about what was believed, not believed by those key characters, about how everything's sort of integrated, how everything sort of coalesces into a story that I think is actually really moving if you're open to it. I think that it's really hard to do stories of kids and make it both believable and narratively intriguing, because when you're that age, everything feels like it's the most dramatic thing in the world, for obvious reasons. You make a film like that, it makes the stuff that's incredibly important when you're that age feel, well, we've lived through it, we survived it. We forget that feeling of loss, that feeling where everything's heightened when I was growing up, and everything matters to a point that it truly does feel like a matter of life and death. Something as simple as somebody waiting for for you to bike ride with them at school. And so on each element, each moment, each visual style, I absolutely felt that I was in the hands of a filmmaker that knew the story he was telling it in I think quite exceptional ways. It made me feel for the characters in ways that few films at this festival frankly did. I felt them to be dimensional, I felt them to be well realized, and I felt them to be honest and true to their characters, true to the storytelling. It's visually quite lovely. There's lots of tracking shots, and look, I think you're either going to buy into it or you're not. It's either going to be incredibly twee and obnoxious and you just don't care, or you're going to be emotionally moved, and I, for one, was emotionally moved by it. I wanted to get closer to Close, and I was really excited to see how it actually all played out. We will see. There's some people that it's their least favorite film of the festival, other people that are thinking that it might win Palme d'Or. Welcome to Cannes. But for me, it absolutely worked. And again, it showed a filmmaker that I think has a unique and precise eye when it comes to this kind of character. This slightly vulnerable yet strong, uncertain about many aspects of their life, but very certain that they want to hold on to who they are and what they are. And that balance, I think, that works really, really well in this film. So for ThatShelf.com, there's my brief look at Close. I believe that this film will actually have legs, as it were. Look forward to seeing it on the festival circuit and in release. Please subscribe, follow us on social media, let us know how we're doing with all these Cannes videos, and we will see you next time. All the best. Take care.